Amesy here of Amesy's Antics. Welcome to my channel. I hope you are well today because we have another crafty project to have a go at. This week we are going things all floral and feminine and something just really pretty to have out in your garden or in your home. That's right, I'm going to show you how to make your own DIY floral arch or archway that has been inspired by Pinterest. Now these are perfect for any get-togethers that you may be planning or any celebratory events. I wanted one of these because I have just turned a big age and wanted to have something nice as a focal point to dress up the garden for our socially distanced barbecue that we had, and this just added something extra to it. Now it's perfect for a photo backdrop as well as more of a decorative piece, and you could use it for any get-togethers that you are having, like I said, or maybe at a wedding if you want a bit more of a focal point and are looking at making your own decorations for it. So yes, this is perfect for outside, but you could also use it inside because it is small enough. So if your party or get-together is indoors, when we can all go indoors and mingle, then this will look beautiful against a plain wall and it has a really nice focal point. So if you would like to see how to make your own DIY floral arch, then let's get crafting. To make the DIY floral arch, you are going to need a wooden frame measuring 6 foot high by 5 foot wide, and the diameter or thickness of this wood is 4 centimeters. So you will need 2 6 foot pieces and 2 5 foot pieces. You will also need a base measuring again 4 centimeters thick and 55 centimeters long by 15 centimeters wide. 2 of these to add on either end of the frame. And then for the braces to secure and stabilize the frame, you will need these at about 20 centimeters long with 45-degree angles cut out of each end so that they fit snugly into the frame. So as you can see here, it is screwed on to a big foot plate for the base to give it a bit of stability, and it's double sort of thickness. This is one of the longer pieces, and it has just got a brace on the corner to give it a bit more stability because it is thin frame and it is quite wobbly and a little bit unstable, so this just gives it an added extra bit of stability. So we've got one on either corner. I've just got to put the 2 on the top before getting on to decorating. Use long screws with a flat end, I don't know quite what they are called, to screw in the braces and secure with a bolt, tightening this with a spanner. Now you will see later on in the video that we did move the base foot plates because the position that they are in at the moment doesn't lead to much stability of the frame, so we did move these to the edges of the frame. So if you are building this, make sure you put the feet to the very far outside as you can on the frame. So there is the brace now put on either side. Da, da, da. Now it is still quite flimsy, but hopefully it will be alright. So it's only for decor. So there is the frame ready to go. I just need to prep it and get those flowers on. Before adding on any flowers or foliage, you just want to wrap some pipe insulation around parts of the wooden frame, securing it in place with some sellotape. Now this will help add in any of the loose flowers that you want to put on, or attaching some of the foliage, because you can use craft wire and stick it into the foam without damaging any of the frame and keeping them secure in place. So for the base, you're going to need some bits of material. I've got a really nice old lacy curtain here, I think it's from IKEA, and then some bits of more finer material that I've used in sewing just to add a bit of colour and base to it. And then you're also going to need some flowers, so I've got some long stem flowers, some on bunches if we need them, and these beautiful foam roses that are on little stems, and they come in a really nice box like this. Also need a bit of greenery, so I've got lots of different types of branches. So there's this really nice more olive bay type and mauve and ivy, and then I think I've actually got some ivy, but we need to see which goes on best. So let's start doing up the flower. Firstly, you want to add on some of that chosen material. I opted for a corally, orangey, peachy type material for the underneath part, and then placed over that lace IKEA curtain over the top, just to give it a little bit more decoration and a nice added touch. Now, I'm not sure if IKEA still stock these, so you may have to check your local store, because I bought these years ago. But you just want to create a bit of a swag and really drape it over, get it into the position that you like. It does take a lot of trial and error. You may find you have to take this on and off to get the look you want, but once you do get the look, you want to secure it in place on the back with some binder clips or bulldog clips, and just secure each material to each other. I opted to go for the pleat areas because I found this helped hold it in place a lot better. And then it is time to add on a bit of green with that faux foliage. All of the things I'm using in this project are faux flowers and faux foliage, and I will link some of the things I bought below because I got a lot from Amazon, but some of the stuff I already had in from my Christmas crafts. So what you want to start to do is wrap this around the wooden frame, and if you are using different types of foliage, you want to try and intertwine these so it looks like you have a few different plants growing up the frame. So keep layering this to add a bit of depth, and keep wrapping until you have covered all of the wooden frame. And then comes the fun part of adding in your flowers. So I am using more of a trailing type hanging flower first, and I think this is a hydrangea, but I will double check and I'll put it in the description box below if you want to use the same ones. And just wrap these around, interlinking it in with that foliage so it looks like part of the plant is growing up that frame again. Some of the ends are trailing, so it is nice to leave a little bit hanging down so it looks like, you know, that wisteria. I know this isn't wisteria flowers, but it looks like that wisteria look. So keep going until you get the look you want and filling in some of those gaps with the trailing flowers. Where there are gaps on the frame and the pipe insulation is showing, you just want to take some of the individual flowers and wrap these around. Again, you may want to secure these with some craft wire, and you can stick the craft wire into that foam insulation, or you can just wrap them around if the stems are long enough. So you just really want to plug in all them gaps that are left to cover up that pipe insulation. To finish off the arch, I just used some flowers that came in a faux bunch and just snip these with wire cutters to cut them down into smaller stems, and place these into little gaps that I felt needed a little bit more colour and decoration. And this just adds to the fullness of the flower arch and gives a bit more variety in the flowers that are on it. To tie the two sides of the archway together, you want to make sure some of them floral arrangements are overlapping onto the material, and I opted to use a bit of the flowers to decorate that bit where we have tied the curtain to the frame, just to really tie in the look. And also to finish it off, I had to add in a birthday banner, but this bit is optional because it is whatever your flower arch is going to be for. And then your DIY floral arch is complete and ready to be used in whichever way you choose. there you have how to make your own DIY floral arch or flower arch, whatever you want to call it. I think it has turned out fabulous. It looked beautiful in the garden and it did get a few compliments. Now, like I say, you can use this for any of your party gatherings, including some wedding. I think this would look beautiful in a wedding type setting as well. Now, just a word of warning, with the frame, because it is quite a thin bit of wood, it can be a little bit flimsy and a bit wobbly. We found it was moving back and forwards, so we had to peg this down. So we used a bit of string and pegged it into the soil just to keep it straight and upright and not blowing about in the breeze. You may also want to make the diameter of the wood pieces a little bit thicker than what we used, because this may give it a bit more structure and stability as well. So it's up to you. Now, we have used some screws and a bolt, so this can be taken apart for storage and then re-put back up. But again, if you have used thin wood like we did, I don't think we're going to be able to disassemble it and reassemble it easily, because the wood has splintered a little bit. So yes, if you want it a bit more robust, maybe use a better quality wood and maybe a thicker diameter as well. But yes, it is very customizable, because you can take it down and pop it back up for another party and totally decorate it in another style that you want and like. The possibilities are endless with this lovely DIY flower arch. So if you've enjoyed the video, please do give it a big thumbs up and leave me a comment below what you thought of the DIY and maybe what colour flowers you would go with if you are going to make this DIY archway. I would love to know, so pop them in them comments. And if you're not already subscribed, please do consider hitting that subscribe button to keep up with more of my creative, crafty and sometimes travel antics, because there's a new video every Sunday morning, ranging from this type of video, the flower arch, to beauty DIYs and lush dupes, as well as a little bit of travel inspiration. The goal of this is just to inspire you to get a little bit more creative and make some lovely pieces. So do consider hitting that subscribe button if that sounds like something you would be interested in, and check out my blog below as well, Ames's Antics, because there's always a ton more information over there. There's a post for every video that I put up onto this channel with a little bit more information, so be sure to check out that as well. And with that said, I will see you in next week's video. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and week, and I will see you next week. Bye!